NBA All-Star Weekend needs to be fixed. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Adventure Podcast. I think that's what I'm going to call it for today. I'll change up titles every episode. It'll be fine. But next week will be Rich Power Hour. That's what I'm banking on. Anyway, today we're going to be talking a little bit about the All-Star Weekend that took place last weekend, as well as just anything basketball that I think is going on, or just whatever is on my mind. I've kind of left it open instead of giving myself a sheet of paper to run through. But the All-Star Weekend, Friday obviously was the celebrity game, which one of our employees here was very, very excited for, had a favorite celebrity that I'm blanking on now, but that's always a kind of a fun watch. My take for that would be to stop actually putting other professional athletes in the celebrity game. I don't know if that's a bold take, but like, I think it's kind of cool. Like sometimes we would have like a retired athlete, but like, I think the current professional athletes are just going to go in there every single time and dominate the regular celebrities and TikTokers that they throw on a basketball court. But like, I don't know if anyone remembers in the early 90s, I think it was Gatorade or some other brand. They did have like a other athlete like dunk contest that had like Kenny Lofton and like I think Deion Sanders was in there too. And I think that's like a fun concept for like a celebrity thing, or for like other athletes to do that's like basketball related. But I think if you just throw athletes against regular people and TikTokers and streamers on the basketball court, they're going to win the MVP every single time. Other than that, that's my thoughts on Friday. The Rising Stars thing is my favorite event, All-Star Weekend every single year. That's Friday. Saturday is what I really mostly want to get into. I feel like that's the one that people talk about every year. First, I want to start off with the skills competition. I think we need to do away with that. I think I don't know if anyone remembers the Shooting Stars competition that the NBA did. It was a team of a current NBA player, a WNBA player, and a legend, all doing kind of like a shooting contest. It was really, really fun. And I think that the NBA is sort of going back to that with the Steph versus Sabrina. And next year, I think they're going to do Caitlin Clark versus Sabrina Ionescu. You remember? You know what I'm talking about? No? Okay, so the NBA did a three-point contest in the middle, or after the NBA three-point contest, where it was Sabrina Ionescu, who's a WNBA player. She broke one of the records for a three-point contest. And then they put her against Steph Curry, who's the best shooter that's stepped on a basketball court ever. And they, see who can make the most threes. And Steph barely squeaked it out. So I think they're kind of trying to test the waters on that to see how they feel. And I think if you throw an NBA, the NBA has done it before where they'll get legends to do a three-point contest. They did it in Charlotte with like Del Curry, Mark Price, and a bunch of other legends. So I think that we can, do it, we can make it team related sort of in the sense that the skills competition sort of does. Like I like that they did the Pacers, the All-Stars, and the number one picks. You can sort of do that with the skills competition with, same sort of concept, but, retired player, WNBA player, current NBA player, and just do like, number one picks, host city's team, or however you want to do it. You can do that. You have full creativity to do with that teams. But I think that first event kind of sets the mood for like the rest of the All-Star Weekend, and I just think the skills competition is sort of It's just sort of I'm lukewarm on the skills competition. Like it's fun, but it's not like I'm not like scratching and clawing to get at that skills competition like I am the 3-point and the dunk contest and even the Rising Stars Challenge. The 3-point contest, I think I sort of alluded to that with the Rising Stars. That I don't think that one needs to be changed. I like that they were going into the Sabrina versus Steph. And I think that next year they are going to do something like a Steph versus Caitlin Clark, or a Caitlin Clark Sabrina versus like, I don't know, Steph and Clay is what I've been hearing a lot of. You could do, Steph and Tyrese Halliburton, or, whoever. There's so many great shooters in the league that you can throw out there. You can change it up every single year. But I think that one's the one that needs to be changed the least. I think the dunk contest is something that we need to advocate for more star players to be getting into, and I think compensating them for that. I don't know if that's a bold take, but like we've only really had maybe I think I remember 5 All-Stars in the legitimate All-Stars at the time in the dunk contest in my memory of being a basketball fan. Dwight Howard, DeAndre Jordan, Victor Oladipo, Jaylen Brown, and I'm probably blanking on another one. Maybe Andre Drummond. Was Andre Drummond probably? Yeah. Enough said. Most of them being big men. I think that the entire NBA community, the entire basketball community, wants to see a dunk contest that is a Ja Morant, a Zion, I don't think LeBron's going to do it, but we want to see the big names. So I know Aaron Gordon said that he wasn't going to do another one, but Aaron, if we can get you and Zach to do another one, or you and Ja, there's so many high flyers in the league that are big names that we never hear about doing the dunk contest. And I even kind of like that. One of my picks at it, now this is a very biased pick for the dunk contest, was Cam Whitmore, and he was offered multiple times by the NBA to do the dunk contest, and he came out and said like, "Yo, I'm honored, but like I don't think I'm of the name recognition yet to be in the dunk contest." And I sort of respected that as much as I wanted him to be participating in some way in the All-Star weekend. I like that he kind of wanted someone else bigger than him to get that opportunity before he did, and he wants to prove himself. But that's really my big change for the dunk contest is we need more advocacy for star players to be in that, whether it's financial compensation or just, we need to, I don't know, get some artificial beef going for a dunk contest. That'd be kind of fun if we had like a WWE kind of dunk contest with dudes like calling each other out from the stands. That would be awesome. It would be so awesome. I don't even watch WWE and I kind of want to see that. And anyway, getting on to the cherry on top of the All-Star Sunday that is this past Sunday weekend, we get to All-Star Sunday night where a team legitimately put up 200 points by themselves, 100 points in the first half. And it really does beg the question, like, is there too much scoring for the All-Star game to be watchable? I don't know if you watched the All-Star game. Me and my dad were almost like, we were trying to stay awake. It was rough. It was rough. And I get so much sentiment from older NBA fans that the All-Star game used to be competitive. Like, these dudes used to want to win. Like, All-Star games would go into overtime. And I like that the NBA was trying to do that sort of with the draft and then the target score. I like that they kept a target score in the Rising Stars thing. I know that I keep going back to the Rising Stars thing, but I love it so much. And it gives that sort of competitive edge that there's not like a time on the clock, that they just need to get to this score point. And it makes the end of the game more competitive. We didn't have that in this one that we did have in the prior years with the draft and the new sort of iterations of the All-Star game that I would have liked to see in this one. There just wasn't any competition. Luka put up a 3/4 court shot to try to get the 2-for-1 in like the second or third quarter. That boy Luka did not try. He got rim stuffed. Like Luka, I love you, and the All-Star game just ain't you and Jokic's thing. Voice crack. I love y'all both. Y'all are both great at basketball, but God, they just did not try in that All-Star game. Maybe the same sort of issue with that one as well as the dunk contest. Maybe just I don't know, a little bit more advocacy for the winning team to actually get the win, and that would make it a little bit more competitive. Now I know that these guys are all stars and they're already getting millions and millions of dollars to play basketball, but the All-Star game is I think a celebration of the game and a celebration of the fans, and these, of course, these players that play the game that we love at such a high level. But not to say that it's a disservice to sort of have the All-Star game at where it is now, but I think that it is in such a low to kind of maybe what I remember it as a kid. It was such a fun event. I remember waiting for All-Star weekend and waiting for the game and the dunk contest and stuff like that. And now I feel like there's almost more talk leading up to the All-Star game about who should be in it and stuff like that than about the actual game itself. And I don't know if there's a change for that. I really don't know if that's just the new age of kind of consuming media that we are in, or if that's just the All-Star game and the All-Star weekend falling off in and of itself. But I'm still going to watch it every year. It's basketball. It's not a lot of it. It's the All-Star break. They make it to where that's the only pro basketball that we have on. But of course, it's still fun. I'm just nitpicking at and overall, it's a fun event. The NBA could just wave the white flag and kind of call it quits like the NFL did, and just be like, oh, okay, we're throwing flags on these dudes, and we're no longer going to have this as the esteemed Pro Bowl that I even once remember it. I don't think the NBA is going to do that. I think the NBA is going to try to get this more into the the talks that it once was of truly competitive basketball. And that's something that I really truly want to see. But yeah, I think that's enough. I think for the All-Star weekend. I don't know if we want to go into what I think for the rest of the regular season or maybe March Madness. I know that we're gonna do. I mean, the March Madness bracket here. I've been watching a little bit of college basketball, mainly just my Texas Tech Red Raiders. I don't know if I want to go on that tangent quite yet, but I think we'll just do NBA. I think, but anyway, March Madness. You can fill out brackets here whenever we are going to start doing that. I think I know Selection Sunday is the 17th, so sometime in between the 17th and the start of the tournament. But I don't know. I don't know if I don't want to do predictions. I think for the rest of the NBA season because I think that's a little too blanket. Here are my hopes. I think hopes are a little bit different than predictions. These are like if I were pulling the NBA streams and writing the NBA script, what I would want in like a perfect universe. I really want to see a fully healthy Bucks Nuggets NBA Finals. I know the recent showing that was on NBA TV, I think last Monday, maybe 2 Mondays ago, the Bucks blew out the Nuggets, but I think that has the opportunity to be a really good NBA Finals, with a Giannis versus Jokic kind of matchup, Dame versus Jamal Murray, the reigning champ, as well as just two of the best players in the world going at it. That's something I think that the NBA should really kind of take advantage on, just the two great big men going at it in the finals. But I mean, we can even have like a 76ers Nuggets finals matchup that I think would be great. The NBA, especially the Western Conference, is so stacked with talent that really like anything can happen. That's why I didn't really want to do predictions, just like hopes. I could say, all of these teams that, I hope can make the finals, and we'll wake up and it's June and now it's the Orlando Magic versus the Timberwolves in the finals. That's just how basketball is. Even though I'd actually kind of like to see that series, like even like the Thunder versus the Magic, that'd be a great series. Yeah, I don't know. That would be a fun one. I think the 76ers, obviously they need to get Embiid back. The NBA has implemented the new rule with that you need to play 65 games out of the 82 in the NBA season to be considered for awards like first team All-NBA, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and stuff like that. And Embiid went down with the injury that kind of took him out of consideration for all those awards. Now I like the idea for all of that because it gets more players on the court and stuff like that. It gets more of these games are starting to get more and more meaningful for all these players in terms of their accolades that lead to higher contracts, to supermaxes and things like that. But I really think that the 65 games is kind of like I don't want to say low, but it's like, I mean, if you're one of the best players in the league that is in contention for MVP, first team All-NBA, etc., I think 65 games is a good minimum. Like now you can make the arguments that the season needs to be shorter and things like that. I don't like to hear those. Baseball is 162, 165. They play 100 games. The NBA is a long season with back-to-backs and things like that, long road stretches. I understand, considerations need to be put in place, but if you want to call yourself an MVP, the most valuable player, you need to be there 65 games. Anyway, I know that was kind of a hopes talk, but I mean, I'm hoping for Embiid to come back. That was kind of where I was going with that. I'm hoping for everyone to be healthy for the playoffs. That's what we're all looking for. We're all just looking for great basketball. At least that's what I'm looking for. I don't know. I know that was a rich rant power hour, but I don't even know how long I went for. If this was even good, if this was even postable, but I think it is. This was fun. 15 minutes, we'll take it. For by myself, I went 30 last time. Hey, we're chilling. But for no basketball literally being on the last 3 days, this was rough. Basketball starts tonight. We're filming this on a Thursday, so it starts tonight. I'm so excited. And everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to come see us in store. We're doing the RIP party Saturday. I don't know when this comes out. Friday, so tomorrow. When this comes out tomorrow, We're doing the RIP party, so we'll have giveaways and stuff like that. Be sure to come see us then. Be sure to come see me on Whatnot Friday, Saturday, 6:30. And be on the lookout for breaks. I think we're gonna, fingers crossed, we have maybe a basketball break. We were kind of talking about it. I don't know. Maybe this is a podcast exclusive. I'm giving you all some information. Peace, everyone. Have a good weekend. Come see us.